The article I'm reporting on is titled, "The Cognitive Effects of Listening to Background Music on Older Adults. Processing Speeds Improve with Upbeat Music, while memory seems to benefit from both upbeat and downbeat music." The type of claim used here would be a causal claim. I say this not only because of the language used in the title, such as speed improves and memory seems to benefit, but also because this was an experiment. The main variables include the independent variable, which would be the type of background music. This could have been no music, white noise, eine kleine Nachtmusik, which was used to induce a positive feeling in the participants, or Adagietto Symphony No. 5, which was used to induce a negative feeling in the participants. The dependent variable would be scores on the declarative memory tests, which was both episodic and semantic, and on processing speed tests. Key results from this study, which is kind of evident by the title, would be processing speeds improved in the Mozart condition, or the eine kleine Nachtmusik, memory improved in the Mozart and Mahler conditions versus the silent and white noise conditions. What is meant by this is that there was a significant increase in memory with both of the music conditions versus the silent and white noise conditions, but there wasn't a significant difference between the two music types or between the white noise and the silent conditions. As for validities, I would say that this study had good construct validity because the variables were measured well, such as multiple tests used to support this claim. For example, the episodic memory test was word memorization. Participants were given 15 concrete words to memorize on a screen. They had 2 minutes to study, and then they were given 2 minutes to write down as many of the words they could remember. There was also a test for semantic memory and processing speed types. Moving on to external validity, I would say this would be slightly challenging to generalize because they only tested healthy adults, which is defined as no psychiatric or neurological disorders, no histories of substance abuse, and had to have a score of less than 23 on the CES depression scale. And they also had to be between the ages of 60 and 84 years old. One reason I found this study interesting is because it focused on older adults, but it only focused specifically on these healthy older adults. So it would be hard to generalize to all older adults, for example. Moving on to statistical validity, all tests showed statistical significance, and I believe that the sample was large enough with 65 participants, 51 which were females and 14 which were males. As for internal validity, the study controlled alternative explanations. This was done by using counterbalancing, which we learned about in Chapter 10, and they gave an example of half the participants first listened to either of the music conditions, which would have been the eine kleine Nachtmusik or Adagietto Symphony No. 5, and then either the no music or white noise. So, for example, half of the participants could have listened to eine kleine Nachtmusik and then the white noise for the second time, while the other half of the participants did the opposite. They also mentioned that all of the tests done were counterbalanced, so I believe that this really helped with their internal validity. And that is all.